Good morning, guys. Praise be the Lord, now and forever. And we're going to start talking about the homework 5. The last class of every week will be like this, will be a recorded video. So in this case, we have our homework 5. It will be about, or it is about, complete the information. As you can see here, you have non-right triangles, and how you're gonna complete that missing information, you already know it. I think is something we have been doing during this week. And what I want that you do is that you solve these three non-right triangles, of course, applying the law of sine or the law of cosine, depending the case. But for that, we have something interesting. Probably you're asking to yourself for what are those dates? So what are those months? I mean, those months are related with your birthday. This homework it's for Saturday, June 13. I mean, it's for tomorrow. And I need that you have something. I need that you write your birthday, okay? And depending your birthday, you probably will solve that exercise, this other one or this third one. Of course, I'm gonna do something for you right now, and it's like give you like main ideas and solve some of the parts, solve some of the elements that are missing in here in order just to like help you a little bit, but then you're gonna conclude the work yourself, okay? And that's why the class is like this. So depending your birthday, you're gonna solve one of these three exercises. So moving to our whiteboard, we will see that is already there one exercise. The reason is because we already did it during the class in this week. So as you can see, there is already answered. Okay. So if that's something good for you, so practice this exercise again. Not gonna stop on this one. So I'm gonna start with the other ones, like doing the analysis of the information that we need in order to conclude then the missing side or the missing angles of those cases that we have in here. I'm gonna move this one like over there. Just let me zoom it a little bit more. There he is. I'm gonna start with this one, like analyzing the information that the problem is giving us. In this case, we have that angle. It's the only angle given. So it's one of the cases that contains just one angle, probably side angle side, or angle side, or side angle, I mean. And as you can see, I think it's the first case that I mentioned, okay? Because unknowns, what are the unknowns? Unknowns are this angle, those angles, I mean the angle A, the angle C, and the side we have over here, which is the side B. So then we're gonna continue with the analysis, concluding something else. So we said that's the case, side, angle, side. I think the first case we solved is similar. The way to solve it is too similar. So I think it's not complicated, just that required that you apply as well the law that works in here. I think is the law of cosine. That's one of the longest exercises, I think. So if it's the one that you have to solve it. Don't change your birthday for that reason, okay? Respect yourself. So moving the other, we're gonna do the same analysis and we wanna see what happened with that exercise. Just I'm gonna move it a little bit to the right here. That way I'm gonna have space to probably help you with one of the missing side of the other one. I'm gonna help you, to be honest, like with the information you can get very quickly. Apply one of the two rules, probably law of sine, probably law of cosine. And for that reason, I'm helping you here. So I'm gonna start with this one, analyzing the information the problem gives us. Here I have two angles, as you can see, the angle C and the angle B. And I have something else. I have that side which correspond to B, means that this case is side angle, which fit exactly in the law of sine. So I'm gonna help you with those, and that way we're gonna review as well what happened with the law of sine. Something that we should do is like Remember that there are some information we have to get. In this case, that missing side, those missing side, these ones, okay? And of course, we're gonna concentrate in that angle, which is, I think, one of the information you can conclude very quickly. That thing of do the colors, of use colors to identify what's missing and what do we have. It's a good idea in order to conclude better the exercises. So again, the case is side, angle, angle. So we're gonna concentrate in the first exercise that we have here in the left, that one. And I'm just gonna help you with one of the information that can be get very quickly. For that reason, we have to see our formulas. So give me a moment. I'm gonna pause. And now, as you can see here, we have the laws. Law of cosine works with side angle side, and law of sine works with side angle angle. So as you can see, it's like the first case for each of those expressions. We're gonna be working in order to conclude them. As you can see, those are the cases I told you, and we will work with these ones, okay, with those properties in order to conclude them. Of course, we want to analyze the law of cosine first, and let's see what's the situation. Okay, the situation we have is next one. We have these three formulas we will use. Okay, let me move with those to our space. I think those formulas spaced over here. There, yes, they are. There we have it. So as you can see here, we have these three formulas, like I was saying, or probably the other three formulas related with the angles. So I think that you're clear that to apply the formulas related with the angles, you must know the three sides. And that's the problem right now. We just know two of those sides, the two in blue, as you can see. And the red one is the side that I think we can get immediately. I'm gonna explain you why and how. And we're gonna do it. Then it's gonna be your work to conclude the other missing information. Of course, here, look, in order to get that side B, because that's cosine, that's law of cosine, like I told you, this case fit in the law of cosine. In this case, we're looking for B. We're gonna concentrate that value of B. So we must consider what this formula requires. This formula requires that you understand what's the value of A. It's done. It requires that you understand the value of C. It's done. Why those? Okay, those are the adjacent sides or the side next to that one. Okay, and they are important because with this ones, then we can conclude the rest of the information too. Right now, the side B is one of the most important too, because then it's gonna be useful to get in this case, the missing angles. Remember that here, law of cosine works the two ways, works for sides, and this through formula you can see here, are related with sides to get the side of this expression. And then the other formulas are related with angle. But this three helps you to get that side. Of course, we don't need that one. We don't need that one because those sides are already there, as you can see in the picture. So something else that we need, okay, I think this one, these eights is the same values we already have in here. And something else that you need is the corresponding angle to the side you are looking for, in this case, B. And as you can see, that's what we know. We know the measurement of the angle B. So with all that information that we have in here, then we can conclude, and using that formula, of course, then we can conclude what we need. And what we need in essence is to conclude the measurement of that side and the measurement of those angles. Again, to get those angles, you need first to get the measurement of this side. And I'm gonna help you with that part, okay? Just to show you or remind you how this works, because that's the hard part of this. Hard part, okay? Because not hard, it's too easy. Just that it requires that you apply as well those properties. So I'm gonna help you in this exercise just to get B. So in order to help you with B, I have to use that formula. We're gonna concentrate just in that exercise. As you can see here, it is. So then we're gonna have B equals to square root. Okay, let's start replacing. A, in this case, A is 1,200 meters. Probably if you understand physics as well, then you can apply here like some conversion of units, and instead of work with meters, then you work with kilometers, which make easier the job. I mean, here you have 1.2 kilometers, here like 0.70 kilometers. To work with choice numbers, but I think it's the same if you have the calculator, and we will see how to solve it with a calculator, of course. So then we have plus 700 meters, which is related with the value of C to the second power. And the rest, which is minus 2 times the value of A, which is 1,200, times C, which is 700, like we said, times the cosine. It looks too long, but not too. I mean, it's just that takes time to make that calculus. So cosine of 108. So I'm helping you with this part. That's why I'm helping you just with this part. Then it's gonna be your job to conclude the other one. Of course, I already teach this, and you are already familiar with how to get the answer of those expressions. So as you can see, you're gonna try to close the root. It's a long root, but it's okay. I mean, that's the way to work with this kind of expressions. And we close it over there. Of course, my recommendation is get all that expression that you have inside your square root, and then with that answer you got, use or get the square root. So what I'm saying is next, I'm gonna use a calculator I have in here. It is like this, is this one. As you can see, there is like the Casio we normally use. And what we want to do is use that Casio calculator here, as you can see, without the square root. If you are already sure that you can use that one, or you have a literal one like this one, I'm saying that's literal because of the little square, and that happens if you push a button, it's literal. But I'm gonna do it thinking in the students that doesn't have that Casio, that kind of Casio calculator, just the common one, the normal one. Okay, so we can get the second power of that expression plus the second power of this other expression minus, and I'm gonna write literally the expression like I have it over there. So what's the difference if you want to do it with your calculator? Then you have to use like a parenthesis from the beginning of here and a parenthesis at the end of this expression. But if you don't want to do it like that, and if you want to do what I'm doing here, what I'm showing in here, do it, no problem. I think it's better. So we were here of this part of 1,200, which then is multiplied by 700, closing that parenthesis, times the cosine. No matter here that you didn't show the multiplication sign calculator, understand as well that if you have parentheses, you're talking about a multiplication. Cosine of 108 degrees. Of course, your calculator must be in degrees. That's something you can change pushing mode. And that's gonna be equal to, okay, it's a big number. Of course, if you want, write the number in here, no problem, and then get the square root. I'm gonna do the procedure immediately with the AND trick. So AND equal, you have. So I'm gonna get the square root of that answer, which is 1,564.9755. 9755 best rounding is 0.98. So our answer will be that one we have in here, 1,564.98, and in this case it's related to meters. So we're going to talk about the meters. Okay, so I hope that you, if you try it your own, you get the same answer. But if not, so here is like the first, one of the first thing, or the first thing you should do in this exercise. I mean, it's the only thing that you can do. So answer is gonna be 1,564.98 meters. So you already have the answer of this expression. It's in your hands now to get the other missing information. I'm talking about the angle A and the angle C, which procedure it's similar like the first example we solved in the classes related with that case. Of course, I solve each of these cases with you during this week, trying to conclude how this laws works, okay? And I think you're clear with that. So it's gonna be your work to get the measurement of angle A and conclude the measurement of angle C. Remember that here, if you know one of the angles, or two of the angles, I mean, if you know two of the angles, then conclude the third one is just complete the 180 degrees that you always we have been working with these expressions. So we can go and continue with next exercise, which I think are the ones for the ones whose birthday is in the last 4 months of the year. And we're gonna concentrate in that case. So side angle angle. For what case does it works? Let's check. And here we have the formulas. Side angle angle. You're supposed to have these expressions too in an index card. Will be useful. So as you can see, law of sine works with side angle angle, and it's practically the first case. So let's see how it works the law of sine. Here it is, as you can see. And in order to conclude the information we have over there, let's go and analyze the exercise. And that way, I think you're gonna be more clear about how this job is. So here you have the triangle. Of course, I wanted you to do the analysis by your own. Like we conclude this work with the law of sine. So we're gonna concentrate that law of sine. As you can see, or if you remember, we have been working, or I have been working it like this. It's my decision to work it like that. A over sine of A equals to B over sine of B, and that's equals to C over sine of C. I'm trying to do something different, capital letter C, to understand as well that's not a parenthesis, it's just a letter C, like the little expression it has here. I mean, this like little H it have over there. So the law of sine here works specifically because you already know one side and one corresponding angle of that side. So knowing that this relationship fit in the exercise, which it doesn't happen in the last one, I'm going to show you it doesn't happen in the last one. I mean, here you have that angle, but you have those sides. You don't have that side. So that's why this fit specifically in the law of cosine, because you didn't have a way to get that corresponding side or any of those corresponding angles with this information. But here, for example, look, I don't know the side C, but I know the angle C. But they are corresponding, but I don't have the information of both. Here, I know that side B and that's the angle B, and both are corresponding one another, and I have the information they have. So one thing that you can get very immediately is the measurement of that angle. I know, yeah, and that's gonna be your work. Okay, I'm not gonna help you with this. I'm gonna help you applying the law of sine relating or concluding one of the missing sides. In this case, the corresponding to angle C, because it's the information that we know. So in order to apply like the law of sine like it is, not changing or doing something different, I'm gonna help you just with that part. Okay, then it's gonna be your work to conclude the rest, which is gonna be very easy. So in order to get the missing, we're gonna move it like to here better. That way we're gonna concentrate just in the law of sine. And we're gonna concentrate in that side C. Then it's gonna be your work to conclude the rest. This one is very easy. You should get that angle A first because it's very immediately. You can do it mentally, impulsively. And okay, let's get the side C. So we're gonna get the side C. And to do that, we have to use the information we already know. In this case, we already know B and its corresponding angle. So it's gonna be B over sine of B equals to C over sine of C, okay? Main information that we know, remember the law of sine works like the rule of three. Knowing three things, then you can conclude a fourth one. And that's what we want, that's what we want to do. Okay, so in this case, we're working with B like 15 over then sine of B, which will be sine of 42. Everything will be in degrees, equals to my unknown side C over sine of C, which in this case is 76 degrees, okay? As you can see, that's the information we have. And in order to solve it, you can apply cross product property. I think one class I told you that's better to do, or it's better to move just that expression that's dividing to the other side to multiply, because remember that you're leaving C alone. Same procedure or same situation is gonna be then if you multiply like this, okay? Then this expression, which is multiplying, it's already dividing, that one will be multiplied with the 15. So no matter the way you do it, at the end, you're gonna conclude the same answer. And here we have to solve it. So 15 times sine of 76, in this case degrees, over sine of 42 degrees. Equals to C. So then we can conclude what's the value of C, just solving that expression in the calculator. And with that, I'm gonna conclude what I want to tell you today. Okay, so let's conclude that one. In order to do it better, we're gonna move to our calculator. As you can see, here is the calculator. Calculator, there it is. I'm gonna clean the screen. And now we have to solve 15 times sine of 76 divided by sine of 42. Everything in degrees, remember, that's gonna give us 21.7512, best rounding 21.75. So 1.75, and we're working centimeters, so here must be in centimeters. So I help you with this, like the first part, or the information you can get like immediately with the law of sine and with the law of cosine in the other exercises you can see. So this is what you have. If you have to continue, I think the guys whose birthday is in the first fourth month of the year, good luck. I mean, you already have the exercise solved, but you should try it, okay? You should try it first, and then if you have doubts, look what happened and solve it. As you can see, that's like the help I have for you for the homework you have for this week. So concluded your own. It's for Saturday, June 13, and that way you're gonna have like 10 more points. I switched one activity. It's supposed to be one test for this week, but I changed it. I changed that because I want to do the quiz better in the next week. We're gonna be like with more contents, and it's gonna be about everything we have been studying. Okay, so it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy because we have been just studying like two topics essentially. One related with geometry, and that one which is related with trigonometry. But at the end, both helps you to understand better and win some new math skills. So guys, thank you for your time as always, and I hope to see you in next class. Okay, bye bye, have a nice weekend.